Politics in St. Martin getting worse, making life in the country tough. While we think politicians helping us, the majority fooling us. With tinted windows on Audis and Jeep, them politicians ain't driving nothing cheap. Just look around, read between the lines. Every one of them is a waste of time. The PM highlight her sexual preference, telling everyone she's a lesbian. The country locked down in a disarray. Big birthday party down in Digo Bay. All who attended tested positive. Every one of them end up with COVID. One tried to clear his name in a rush, saying how we catch it down by Lotus. Everyone in shock when they get to see that Bishon was part of LGBT. Man, they spoiling the country name. It's time we start all a spade a spade. Let them invite in their blasted shade. It's time we start all a spade a spade. What you say? Good gosh. Zilande, Zilande, Zilande. Rolando feature video was no shock when he start to match Grisha up. They who recruit him to the up party when he jump from the USB. They make him leader saying how he bright. He's shining in the sky like a satellite. He had to resign as parliament chair when Theo decided he don't want him there. With more deception they appointed Risha as parliament chair and the new leader. Rolando punishment was to go parliament. Sit and wash your mouth, don't make no comment. After all the videos done by the nightclub, they realize he's an embarrassment.
Hello, Sid Martin.
Julian Roloff Jr. of the URSM is celebrating Curaçao Day on the 1st of July. Celebração Dia de Bandeira de Curaçao na Banco Patroquipan, Riba Ponfel. Ambiente tranca sali for de 5 de 10 horas de noite. Só piala on the house. O pan será estilo Curaçao. Bota recibido com leite também. Automaticamente, fiesta na de Curaçao de zona. Julian Roloff Jr., the kid of the solution, David Abu.
Hello, Sid Martin.
Welcome to the Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrick. Okie dokie, what's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin? We begin. Enia policy holders are in trouble. We know this for quite some time after the court case between the central bank and Ansari family. And apparently, you know, the central bank won, but the Ansari family continues with appeals and appeals. So the policy holders are in trouble. So the Dutch are a bit concerned because they have about 30,000 policy holders between St. Martin and Curaçao. So that's quite a chunk of people, including a chunk of Dutch people that have a policy with Enia. Now, of course, Enia is an insurance company, and the Ansari family used it as a personal piggy bank to take out a bunch of money and never put it back. The central bank catch whiff of it and basically brought them to court and tell them, put it the hell back. The court then said, yes, put it back. Ansari family like, no, we don't have to, because we kind of own it, sort of, we own it, so you can't tell us nothing. Meanwhile, policyholders are a bit nervous, a bit shaky, and they want to know what is happening with their policy. Is everything going to be okay once they go in retirement? What's happening? What's going on? Now, of course, you know how a pension scheme works, right? That's why it's called a scheme. But anyway, the Dutch are so concerned. You're supposed to say, how concerned are they? They're so concerned that they will not be giving St. Martin or Curaçao any liquidity support until we get our stuff together with this Enia business. Because we owe them some money come October, because COVID time finished, and we had kind of borrowed some money. and we kind of signed agreements that we was going to start to pay them from October coming. So we're asking them for an extension because we don't have the money. But in the meanwhile, the state secretary going like, okay, we might give you an extension on the loan that you have to pay back. But meanwhile, I need a guarantee that these Enia policy holders ain't in trouble. Suspended Member of Parliament Claudius Boncampo mentioned it on the radio show online this week, and he gave a better breakdown than my breakdown. Take a look.
Is the Enia Life Insurance and Pension Fund. Now, Van Hoffelen, you can remember sometime ago, everybody was, we have an agreement and the loans are going to be taken care of. Far from the truth.
What did she say now?
When I said the last time, we don't have a balanced budget because we don't know what's happening with the loans, people looked at me as if, oh man, you're creating a problem where a problem shouldn't be created. I said, no, I will feel comfortable when we have a balanced budget and the loans that we are supposed to pay back in October are regulated in the budget. CFT said, oh, everything is okay. And then they give a positive heads up to take a loan for, I think it was 65 million, X amount, to do infrastructure, capital investment. And I said to myself, a loan means more strain on an already strained country. I understand elections are coming. I understand that. That's why 40 million was being put in infrastructure by Vromi, of which 20-something million was also for the sewage plant to be built in KB. But my problem is this. Van Hoffelen had a change of heart. And Van Hoffelen now decided that the three countries will either have to do certain things or there will be no agreement on an extension. On an extension for the duration or the interest norms that have to be paid. Why do I say that? Because now they said Aruba already is in problems. Aruba might have to look for a refinancing on the outside world because the Dutch are not going to give Aruba any breathing space on the loans if they don't agree to accept the CAF, which is the like how we have the CFT law, the RFT laws, the Rijksfinanciële web. If we don't if Aruba doesn't agree with that law now, then they will have to pay back their loans. Samantha and Curacao was suddenly hurdled with a totally different something. While it's a noble gesture from the state secretary, it's a noble gesture. Please understand that Samantha and Curacao will have to cough up 50 million guilders a year for the next 25 years, or 700 million guilders by July, to ensure that the Enia policy holders don't lose 80% of their pension money. Now, what has me baffled is this. There's a court case.
Where did that come from?
Ansari lost the case. Have to pay back 1.2 billion.
Go ahead.
The appellate court will make a decision in June, July. Now, everybody knows if Ansari loses, he'll go to cassation, which means another year and a half down the road. And it means that at that point in time, the fund will most probably collapse. The central bank has also made this noise towards the countries. Listen, you have to find either 700 million or 50 million guaranteed for the next 25 years. That means the countries are tying themselves to a repayment of 50 million guilders based on, naturally, Curacao so much, St. Martin so much, but for the next 25 years. That's what you're doing. No, okay, we're going to pay this year and then we're going to see next year. No. It's a confirmation that the central bank needs. Because remember, the central bank is the one responsible right now for Enia. Not Ansari, not the Parma Group, the central bank. And the central bank doesn't have that kind of money to do this anymore. Remember, they already had the bailout hero. Now you have this one. The question is, how could this have happened over the years and the central bank never saw it? But nobody will say nothing about it. And these are the problems I have. Because I can tell you, you know where it's going to end back up? On the farmer director of the central bank. It's going to end up right here.
Okay, so there you had it from MP Bonkampa. Now, the question now is, what happens as far as St. Martin is concerned? Because as usual, the Minister of Finance is nowhere to be found. I guess he's busy lifting weights somewhere. So we don't know what's happening. So the Prime Minister was asked during the Council of Ministers press briefing on Wednesday, what are we going to do? Since we're in these financial problems, since we're in this trouble. And of course, the Prime Minister, in the true Prime Minister fashion, didn't answer the question, but answered the question, but didn't answer it. But she answered it. Take a look.
There is a committee that has been established that is in discussion to prepare the proposal. We've received let's say, a proposal from the Netherlands in terms of what is possible with the refinancing of the loans. As government of St. Martin, we are putting forth, we would have to establish what we see as feasible. And the idea is that we would definitely defer any payment that would be due in October. As you know, financially, we're not able to make those payments come October. So it behooves us to have the plan finalized in June, as per the request of the Ministry of Basic Care, and that's our goal. So we're working towards having our proposal on how this would go ready by June to have further discussions with the State Secretary and her staff to reach to an agreement on how this will be done. So the committee is working diligently and looking at all of the other options, and we are trying our best to ensure that we paint a clear picture of our finances, the risk involved, etc., propose investments, for instance, so that we can build the resilience and continue to develop St. Martin. Because a lot of what has been said over the past years is that St. Martin was able to be so badly damaged or is so far behind on achieving some of the goals that we have because there has been a lack of investment in the past. So the only way to remedy that is to actually invest. And as you know, we just got our budget approved and the capital investments also improved. Those investments are taking place. We do have investments taking place also from the trust fund. So all of that movement of money within the community will bring the necessary economic development, but we cannot forget, of course, the social and economic development of our people. So we have to look at ways to ensure that we can sustain the island, as well as pay back any loans. So any scheme that is put forth will be in keeping with us being able to sustain the country as well. It has to be feasible. And we have until June to present that.
Oh yeah, also before we begin the program, I have to let you know, this upcoming Sunday, we're starting back with the great debate. We have 4 political parties that will be represented in the House. We have the National Alliance, the United People's Party, the Now Party, and also the URSM Party. Those 4 parties are the only serious parties out there because the rest is just, yeah, they messed with me. So I was going to go with the parties that has actually messed with me and want to come and share their sentiments with the audience. So other political parties, candidates, don't blame me. Don't think I hate your party. Blame your party leaders who are horrible. And they continue to do their own thing, and they don't want to participate in these debates. So what do you want me to do? Okay? But I do thank the persons who accepted the invitations to come on the great debate. It's set for this Sunday, 7 p.m. as usual, where I ask the serious questions. All right? Good. Welcome to the Late Night Show. Let's begin.
Time SXM presents a grand fundraising raffle taking place on Sunday, May 28th. The grand fundraising raffle. Get your tickets now for only $10. The first prize is a 55-inch smart TV. Second prize, a hotel weekend stay. Third prize, a Samsung phone. And the fourth prize, a 100 Gilda shopping voucher courtesy of Carrefour. It's going down on Sunday, May 28th. The fundraising raffle. Tickets available for only $10. Proceeds will go towards a back-to-school program.
Purchase your tickets at Creative Juices or from any of the members. Call 556-5181 or 523-8272.
It's time SXM.
At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport.